So we've got a new Disney live-action remake, and it's Aladdin, except it's a little bit longer. So let's talk about it. Aladdin is a remake of the Disney animated film of the same name, which previously starred Robin Williams. When the original came out, I was in the 5th grade, so I was the perfect age to absolutely love it. I had the soundtrack on a little cassette tape, so naturally when this movie was announced, it caught my attention. Real quick before I give my take on it, be sure to share your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let's just try and keep it respectful. With that said, let's get started talking about the good. And easily the best thing about this film is Will Smith. When they first announced this film, I think naturally we were all very skeptical, like, who do you get to replace Robin Williams? And then they announced Will Smith, and I thought to myself, yeah, I don't know who else you could get that could bring that level of energy and charisma without in any way copying what Robin Williams did. I thought that was perfect casting. And then you get the movie and he absolutely delivers what you would expect. He's fun, he's funny, he's extremely high energy. He can of course have fun with the musical numbers, he can dance. Everything that this character needs to be, Will Smith can bring it to the table. From there, our other two leads, Aladdin and Jasmine, are also quite good. I mean, they're not on Will Smith level of charisma and in-your-face charm, but I think they delivered what the roles demanded. Our Aladdin could pull off the pickpocket that's a smooth talker and is very physically involved with all sorts of chases and things like that. And then our Jasmine likewise could pull off the strong female character that's still likable, that's still relatable, that you understand where she's coming from. From here, the movie also moves at a very quick pace. Even though they added to the runtime, there's so many chases, dance numbers, songs, action sequences that it always keeps moving forward. It doesn't really have any big lulls, none that I really picked on inside of the film. And speaking of the action, the dance numbers, and the musical sequences, they're all very dynamic, fun numbers where you can see what's happening. It's not super close cuts or anything like that. It's all handled in a way where it's exciting to be a part of it. And finally, the movie also has a nice sense of humor. Of course, Will Smith, the genie, is carrying most of the comedic weight here, but other characters as well as some of the animal sidekicks have a lot of good laughs in the mix too. From there, let's move on to the mixed aspects of the film. The big thing that comes to mind here are the changes to the story. Some of them work and some of them don't, hence why it's mixed. The way that they decided to handle the framing device, I think, was probably an improvement on the film. Some of the stuff with Jasmine and trying to kind of amplify her character arc and her female empowerment moments, I don't know that they actually made the character any stronger because she was already a strong character, so the adjustments were a bit of a mixed bag. The new songs are fine, they're not embarrassing, they're not dreadful, but they just kind of feel like musical numbers that you'd find on the Disney Channel or something like that, that you completely forget the song as soon as it's over with. Likewise, we get new renditions of the classic songs from the original animated film, and some of them have some nice new touches, and some of them feel like completely superfluous changes that were just done so that it would be a little bit different. So it's a lot of mixed bag stuff like that. And finally, you also have Guy Ritchie's directing style. It's pretty tame and held back from what he normally does with films, but there's a couple of times you can see him using his bag of tricks here and there, and I don't know that it necessarily added anything to the film. From there, we will move on to the bad. First off, the genie effects were still pretty distracting for me. I still saw Will Smith's face superimposed onto this big genie body. I never fully could buy into it the way I needed to. Second, the whole movie looks like it's a Disney Channel original film, except with a big, massive special effects budget. But everything's too lit, and it looks like it's shot on video. Third, I wasn't crazy about the performance from Jafar. I mean, it wasn't terrible or anything like that, but he definitely felt like the weak link to me, that they didn't know what to do with the character because you couldn't directly adapt who the character was in the original animated film and do it live action without it being super creepy with where some of the plot points are inside of the story, and I don't think they ever found the right mix of what to do with them. But the big problem here is that the whole thing just feels unnecessary. It's Aladdin, it's live action, it's a little longer, but that's about it. I mean, it's of course nice and kind of fun to see the novelty of Will Smith as the genie, but besides that, there's not much here to justify why the film exists And so you're left with a film that feels an awful lot like Disney just trying to print money. Real quick, before I give you my final take on the movie, remember to share your thoughts down below in the comment section. We're going to disagree, and that's awesome. Let's just keep it respectful. Also, after this video, check out this video up above. It's my ranking of all the Disney Renaissance films. In there, you can hear my take on the original Aladdin animated film. It's definitely not the disaster that a bunch of us were worried it was going to be, but it's also certainly not a whole new world. It's more of the same. I give it a B-, 6.5 out of 10, but you could probably just rent this one from Redbox. Be sure to check out that video right over there with my Disney Renaissance ranking. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies too much.